Hello everyone! First of all, Happy New Year! It's been 2 weeks since my last video and I've been enjoying a couple days off during the holidays until New Year's, and I hope you have had some time off away from your computer screen and are excited as I am for what the new year is going to bring. To start off this new year in style, I want to pitch an idea that I think is probably never ever really going to happen, but in my opinion it's really cool, so I'm going to pitch it with you anyway. What if we made BackPress the framework that actually powers WordPress? And for those of you who don't know what BackPress is, it's a PHP library that was born out of the success of WordPress, and it was intended to power BBPress and WordPress and a couple other side projects that are really similar to WordPress. It comes with stuff like roles and capabilities, database access, options, taxonomy, all sorts of stuff like that. And when you look at it that way, it really looks like a framework. It's shared functionality that's actually a separate package that gets used in different projects. I mean, it's a framework, right? It has one really big downside. It hasn't been maintained for at least 2 years now, maybe even longer than that. And that is due to the fact that BBPress and WordPress, two of the biggest projects that would benefit from BackPress, are now being released as WordPress plugins, so they no longer need BackPress. It all makes sense though to have something like BackPress. I mean, with the evolution that is ongoing, where WordPress is slowly becoming an actual application framework, the core functionality and functions and classes and stuff like that can be used in different ways, can be used in different projects. And you don't always need everything that WordPress has. But on the other end, it's not exactly in line with what WordPress has been trying to achieve in the past couple of years. It's one of the core goals of WordPress is to make online publishing easier. And it grew from there up until where we are now, where it's being used as an application framework and a content management system, but not so much as an actual framework where WordPress powers other projects aside from the actual implementing applications and websites. Now let's have a look at some more details. I mean, it all makes sense in my mind, but maybe you can prove me wrong. Say all the features that WordPress now has become optional components. If you don't like what the default posts do in WordPress, you just remove them, or you swap it out with a different component that does the same. The same goes for the media library and all the other stuff that you can actually put in a separate module and load it in. Yes, this is going to take lots and lots of work. I mean, this is probably the main reason why I think this will never ever happen. But for developers, this is going to be such a big change should this ever happen. I mean, if you can install all your plugins via Composer in a way that is embraced by WordPress core, not just via WordPress packages like you can do now, but like you can actually have dependency management inside your plugins. You can have auto-loading as well, for example, which is something that I use in custom projects right now already in WordPress, but it's still a bit tricky here and there. The good thing about this idea though is that nothing really has to change for end users, for non-technical end users specifically. We can still release WordPress as a ready-to-be-used zip file that people just unzip, upload it to their hosting environments and use it with the famous 5-minute install as they always have. We will have to be a little bit, well, we have to do the packaging, it's going to be a little bit different, since you probably want to use Composer for your dependency management. We'll have to install that and then bundle the vendors directory, for example, in the zip file, so people can just unzip it and start using it right away. The same with themes and plugins. I mean, they can still be installed the same way as they are now, just with zip files. But in addition to that, if we embrace Composer, it's much more powerful. There are many more ways that we can work with them. Alright, still here? If you think it's silly, let me know. But there's a project out there that is currently doing this. Except for that it's not WordPress, but it's Drupal. It's actually the next major release for Drupal. I've been playing with Drupal 8, the beta release of it, during my holiday break, and I was actually quite surprised with all the changes that they've been doing under the hood. They are starting to embrace Composer. They actually use Symfony components for a lot of their stuff, their internals right now. And they bumped the PHP version, the minimum required version. Yay! But all this is a big step for Drupal towards becoming an actual framework. It's never going to be something like Laravel or Symfony, because it serves a different purpose, but its modular concept of its core is a big change towards, well, from what it was in the past. And I think WordPress is at a similar spot right now, where people use it and push it to the limits, well, far beyond its limits. But we have to do it in a hackish way. We have to make a couple dirty workarounds here and there. But yeah, even though I think this is never ever going to happen with WordPress, because the project is focused on different areas. Like I said, it's more focused towards making online publishing easier. But I'm going to keep this in the back of my mind when I'm doing work now, and maybe time will tell if this idea really is something that we can do.